Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's reading event. I am so excited because today we have the wonderful Jodana Pereira with us, and we are having some technical difficulties. So we are recording this video so that in the event that we have any issues with the internet, like we did last week, or in case these technical difficulties on my end persist, we will be able to post the video via YouTube and then share it that way. So don't be alarmed if the internet goes down. We're going to keep rolling and then we'll just post the full video later. As always, I have to give a shout out to our co-sponsors. So Alamance Achieves, WNCC Western District Social Action Commission, Elena and Jean Books, Burnett Chapel Christian Church, Genesis Child Development Center, stop laughing at me, Adrian, Future Alamance, Allied Churches of Alamance County, the Kia Foundation, and This Woman's Words. Today's little literacy resource highlight is a revisit. So we talked 2 weeks ago about the Little Free Libraries in Alamance County, and I wanted to bring those back up because some people asked me how to donate. So the Little Free Libraries are small structures that you can purchase from an agency that's called Little Free Libraries, and it's actually a national agency. You can purchase these structures. They have all different types on their website. Some of them are painted, some of them are not. Some of them are like two-story structures. Some of them are single structures. Some of them are made to be mounted outside. Some of them you can put on a countertop in an indoor space. It just really depends on what you want to do. And so Little Free Libraries in Alamance County, we have put them strategically in places where they are, like there are residential properties that are not close to a library. So Adrian and I, as you all know, are part of the Burlington Junior Women's Club, and we currently sponsor 3 Little Free Libraries throughout the county. You will see them at different places. Sometimes at churches in Alamance County, you'll see the little structure outside and it'll have a little plaque on it that says it's a Little Free Library, and it'll be free books that you're able to take a book or leave a book or do both, whichever works for you. So some of our prior authors who have been on the reading series asked me about how to donate. And if you want to donate books to the Burlington Juniors Little Free Libraries, then you can send an email to our Education and Libraries Chair, Tasha Haith, and that email address is bjwc.education@gmail.com. So again, that's bjwc.education@gmail.com. If you didn't catch that email address and you already have contact with me, you're welcome to email me and I can get you in touch with Tasha. You're welcome to mail the books to me or to our P.O. box, and then we will stock our Little Free Library. So right now, our focus at all 3 of our Little Free Libraries is making sure that we provide books that feature children of color or that were written by authors of color. So some of you have already donated. Thank you for your donations. Those books have already been put in the Little Free Libraries, and they've already been put throughout the county. So again, feel free to donate. If you've already donated and you want to donate more, we will take the books. Please feel free to send them over to us. And now let's talk about Jodana Pereira. So Jodana is a self-published author. After successfully releasing her first book, Jordan and Nellie's Adventure Before Christmas, she decided to work on a motivational book for children based on affirmations she uses in her daily life. Jordan and Nellie's Positive Thinking for Little Ones is the result of her dedication to the Jordan and Nellie series. Her goal is to have everyone connect with Jordan and Nellie in every language in the near future. As she continues to write more children's books, she hopes to inspire children all over the world. Jodana resides in Brooklyn, New York, but she's coming south, y'all, because you know we're the greatest down here, so she's coming south. You can find her online at www.jordanandnellie.com. She can be emailed at jordan.nellie1@gmail.com, and she's on Instagram and Twitter as Jody's Lens. That's JODISLENS. So without further ado, reading her book, Positive Thinking for Little Ones, and then reading her comic strip, Quarantine with Jordan and Nellie, we have Jodana Pereira.
Hi. Okay, you guys, so I'm gonna just share my screen with everyone. So the first book that I'm gonna be reading to you guys is Positive Thinkings for Little Ones. Okay. Jordan and Nellie presents Positive Thinking for Little Ones, written by me and my illustrator, Jamel Carroll. Grandma, I am done riding my bicycle, Nellie said with her arms crossed. I give up. What seems to be the problem? Grandma Rose asked. I am done riding my bike, replied Nellie. I don't like it anymore. I keep falling off. So that's it? Grandma Rose said. You just give up? Jordan starts to laugh in the corner. That was a pretty funny fall, said Jordan in between chuckles. Not funny, yelled Nellie. Nellie, don't you know that it's not good to give up? Asked Jordan. Grandma Rose always says to never give up. Grandma Rose overhears Jordan and chimes in. That's right, kids. Don't ever give up and always believe in yourself. Come and have a seat with me, Grandma Rose said as she sat on the sofa. I can share with you a few lessons life has taught me growing up as a kid. The first one is dreams do come true. The next one is you can be anything you want to be. Be consistent. Oops, sorry you guys. I don't know why it keeps. Hold on a second. There you go. Study, research, and think positive. Don't take no for an answer. Take chances. Don't give up. Come on, Nellie, you can do it. And this is Grandma Rose riding her motorcycle back in her days. It's never too late. Be confident. Love yourself. And this is Jordan telling Nellie, Nellie, just be you. Last but not least, always thank God. Okay, that was the first one. The second one I'm going to share with you guys is something that I came up with during quarantine. It's called Quarantine with Jordan and Nellie. I'm just going to share this with you guys. There we go. Quarantines with Jordan and Nellie. Dad, we're bored. Okay, girls, I got something for you to do. Dad took the two girls out in the backyard and started gardening. Both of them are wearing their masks, their gloves, their boots, and they're sharing this time and this moment together during quarantine because this is something for them to do since they were home, they didn't have much to do. When they were done gardening, okay, girls, let's take our shoes off right here by the door so we can keep inside clean. Now they're in the kitchen, going to wash their hands. Jordan goes, we have to wash our hands for 20 seconds. That's the CDC rules. What is CDC, Dad? Says Nellie. And Dad explains. CDC stands for Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. It's a federal agency that conducts and supports health promotion, prevention, and preparedness activities in the United States, with the goal of improving overall public health Here's a chart from the CDC on when and how to wash hands. So the girls washing their hands, soap all over the floor. And here is a step-by-step on how to wash your hands. Stop germs and wash your hands. When to wash your hands. After using the bathroom, before, during, and after preparing food. Before eating, before and after caring for someone at home who is sick with vomiting or diarrhea, after changing diapers or cleaning up a child who has used the toilet, after blowing your nose, coughing or sneezing, after touching an animal feed or animal waste, after handling pet food or pet treats, after touching garbage. And here's how to wash your hands. Wet your hands. You're gonna apply soap, rub them, lather, get all in between your knuckles. Make sure you get your nails in between the back, your thumb. You're gonna do this for about 18 to 20 seconds. You're gonna rinse off the soap. You're gonna dry your hands with the paper towel, and then you're gonna use the paper towel to turn off the faucet, and then your hands are clean. Keeping hands clean is one of the most important things we can do to stop the spread of germs and stay healthy. And that is it.
Come on, hand washing instructions. All right. All right. Yes. So I told you that Adrienne is going to have questions. I see that she's in the Facebook comments having a conversation with some of our other viewers about how beautiful your illustrations are. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and yield to Miss Adrienne Barr.
Yeah, your illustrations are just, oh my God, they are gorgeous. So, shout out to choosing a great illustrator who really pushed through the vision. And I really love how the affirmations are things that both adults and kids need, right? And that's what I love about children's books, right? It's like you're having a conversation with your younger self. It's just such a beautiful thing. And to really show self-love, you really should wash your hands and practice good hygiene. That's proof that you love yourself. It's like, I ain't trying to catch nothing. But for the affirmations book, well, for both books, really, I know you were saying that the second one was inspired through COVID. But what was that need for you, that desire in your heart to write the affirmations book?
So it's so funny you say that. When I wrote the affirmations book, it was because it was stuff that I was going through. And I decided to, like the stuff that I was telling myself, when I was talking to my dad was like, well, maybe you can, write a book for kids, but the word that he used was, maybe you could dumb it down. So meaning like simplify it for kids, so that way they can understand. And so I was like, okay, cool. So, words of affirmations, let me see, never give up, but it would be like, longer words that I would use, like sentences and stuff like that. And so I just simplified it to never give up. And at the time, me and my illustrator, we also was going through some things. And he was also like, oh my God, like this, I connect with this. And I was just like, okay, cool, let's do this. And it's something, even though they're simple, like never give up, study, research, stay focused. Those are things that when parents are reading to their kids, they can also, it's like affirmations for them as well. Because I do have a lot of parents, when they do purchase it, they're like, this is really a great book. Like, not only am I telling my kids this, but I'm also telling myself this. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really incredibly dope. Do you think you'll do another affirmations book and maybe focus on some other affirmations? I'm nosy.
Honestly, we'll see. I'm not too sure yet. I'm not too sure yet. Right now, as an artist, we tend to, once we release something, we're always onto something else. So it's, I get a lot of people that's like, oh, when is this coming out? But you're already mentally onto something else, something, another topic or another, especially because life, we change. We're still humans.
Yeah. True. Yeah, I'm loving your books. Yeah.
Thank you.
The affirmations really spoke to me. Grandma Rose is a whole vibe, by the way. Like her on the motorcycle, I'm scared. I have no balance. I do really well sometimes on 2 feet, trying my best not to run into things, which happens almost all the time. But you know, I love how Grandma Rose was on that that motorcycle, just like killing it and just showing you, like, regardless of what your age is, like, you can always try something new. You can always overcome and conquer your fears, and just go for it and do something new, and just love you and be you in those moments. So all right,
Yes.
that's all I got. So thank you for what it was that you've written. And again, I think a lot of people can really benefit from reminding, keeping that constant reminder with proper hand sanitation. So I love that.
Yeah. So just to, put that out there, I came out with the comic strip because I realized this generation, meaning me, you, even the little ones, even my dad, um, we wasn't around when we had to quarantine, like years ago, like, which was like what, the Spanish flu or something like that. So a lot of people was like, what is quarantine? What is that? Like, and it was just very, very, very new for a lot of people, even for myself. Like, I even asked my dad, like, what is quarantine? What are we doing? Like, what? We got to be in the house? What's going on? We on lockdown? It's completely new. And then during that time too, everyone was just like, I'm bored, what to do? And so I was just like, what are some things that kids can do, like parents and kids can do? And I was just like, maybe they can garden in their backyard, something really, really, really simple. So when, Jordan approached, her dad was like, Dad, I'm bored. And he was like, okay, let's do some gardening. And it's away from the public. It's just you and your family, just doing something simple like that. And at the same time, I'm also educating you on what CDC is, how to wash your hands. Because again, we don't know. Let's be honest, as adults during that time, we didn't know. And so it's just like, as you are learning, so are the kids, so I wanted to do that.
Yeah, and that's beautiful too. And you touched on something that I think is also just powerful and magical. Like, I know outside is open again and people just want to go ahead and rush out there, but apparently there are things that are going through the Greek alphabet. So, we never know what things might look like.
Right.
Right. So, it's just another reminder that we can do stuff around the house with our kids. Gardening is a great thing. Or planting something new, I don't know, having a dance party, having a movie night, and building like a tent to make it like a magical event. You can still do things without having to spend amounts of money and still enjoy the space that you're living in. And I think, if anything, COVID probably taught a lot of people that we really didn't know how to entertain ourselves without outside entertainment. And we need to learn how to entertain ourselves in a constructive and healthy way. So.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna shut up. Go ahead, Sharia.
I didn't say anything. So I will say that I also appreciated the gardening, and I think the reason that I appreciated the gardening was I've written before on Facebook, so a lot of you are familiar with the fact that I'm the descendant of farmers, right? And I saw a lot of articles and things about food deserts in the years prior to us getting to COVID, right? So then in COVID, several of my cousins have revisited farming in their backyards, in community farms, things like that. And it's like COVID kind of gave them the time to prioritize and to really look into things. And so we've had conversations about food deserts and what that looks like, and chemicals in food. And so just the fact that they were gardening in their backyard, whether it was vegetables, flowers, whatever, just the fact that they were gardening in their backyard, I just think that part spoke to me too, because similar to what Adrian said, I've just seen people picking up habits that either they forgot, like that these were their hobbies, or they learned these new hobbies because you were at the house and you needed to stay at the house and away from people. And maybe now wasn't the time to be on your cell phone. So what could you do? So I love the gardening part. You already know, Jodannah and I already had a conversation about the importance of hand washing and how she spoke to my spirit when she talked about hand washing instructions, because I just feel like everybody, old, young, in between, needed, advice and information on washing their hands. And I remember sharing flyers on Facebook about like sing the introduction to your favorite song, like the Law and Order SVU song was long enough that if you finish washing your hands and you were still singing that song, you weren't done washing, keep washing. Like, I do appreciate the instructions because I think that they're still needed. And I will also point out the fact that we've seen so many other illnesses kept at bay by wearing masks and washing hands. And so therefore, this end to COVID and its alphabet friends that have come along to the party still doesn't mean you shouldn't still be washing your hands well to keep the germs and stuff away, especially like our kids have gone back to schools in some places. So just making sure that you're still mindful of that. I know that we rush a lot. I know that we rush about a lot of things. And so the fact that you broke it down step by step with visuals and instructions and why it's important, I think, you know, that comic strip should be hanging on the bathroom wall in every school and every employment place and every restaurant, because I want everybody to keep washing their hands and staying safe. Please, thank you. The affirmations. So I love the affirmations, and I love them because when you said you kind of simplified them, I feel like there are so many adults who do not get into affirmations or who do not get into biblical or spiritual texts because they feel like it's so wordy and it's so much. So I just wanted to commend you for finding brief ways to affirm, because I think those are little things you can repeat to yourself throughout the day. And it's not a paragraph. So you can remember those 3 words and you know that you need to, you know, continue to practice that. Or when you're off your square and you're not doing what you're supposed to do, it can bring you back, both children and adults, because she sometimes gets off her square, get brought back. So I appreciate that. So my question for you is, what affirmation do you find yourself saying to you the most?
Definitely think, research, and study. Those. I'm always researching. I'm always like thinking and, you know, just being still, which I feel like I'm in that moment right now. Honestly, I feel like God wants me to be still. So I've kind of just been laying low and just been doing tons and tons of research, especially since I'm going to be in this new chapter that I'm going to be entering soon. That's all I've been doing, honestly, which is, you know, just do research, study, and just think positive. Honestly, it's hard. I like, especially when you are entering a new chapter in your life. There are going to be some challenges, but you have to fight it. And to be honest with you, it's just a lot of amazing things has been happening ever since I've just been in this space of stillness. So, yeah.
So Adrian and I frequently talk about the fact that we feel like COVID had a variety of purposes, right? And while our hearts and minds are with those who were lost, we also think about what COVID opened up in terms of people's minds and their stillness, right? And the ability to be by yourself and look at your goals and work on your goals and recognize your blessings as blessings and see what's coming and not be so busy doing so much that you overlook great things. So I am happy for your stillness. I am happy for what came before your stillness and what has come during your stillness. I know you're going to do phenomenal things in Florida.
Thank you.
It's going to be great for you. You might have to repeat yourself a few times because, you know, we talk a little bit slower down south, but it's going to be great. So Jodana, Adrian, and I were just having a conversation about the difference in the North and the South. And so Jodana is prepared that we talk a little bit slower down here. So I just think it's going to be phenomenal for you. I'm so glad that you were able to be on here today. It was wonderful. I love the comic strip. I love the book. I encourage everybody to support Jodana. If you check the comments, you will see that Adrian and I have dropped her Twitter, her Instagram, her email, her website. Make sure you're purchasing her books. Make sure you're checking out for the next things that she has coming, because we know that they're going to be phenomenal. So thank you, Jodana.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. So next week, July 24th at 11:30 a.m., we are going to have my baby cousin, who is a full-grown adult, but will always be my baby cousin, Brady, on. And he is going to be reading A Ball Called Splash by Kendrick Holly. Philip is an amazing individual. If you follow me on Facebook, you've seen that he started Men of Still Services, where he does different activities and camps for young men in his community in Durham, North Carolina. So I'm extremely excited to have him on here. And I promise not to call you my baby cousin next week, but I've already said it like 3 times today. Sorry about that. So he's a full-grown adult though. So we'll have Philip next week. And then, as you all know, the 31st will be our last day of the virtual reading series. So July 31st, we will have a few different readers at a few different times. So I will tell you more about that next week. But as for today, Again, I encourage you to support Jodana Pereira. We thank you for being here. Adrian, thank you for handling the Facebook comments. You're the best. And y'all have a great day. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.